there was good things there. There was a lot of white Russians that lived there, you know, and these clubs, these cabarets were full of women. There was Russian women there, Japanese women, Chinese women, and Koreans, you know, and like I said, life was cheap. For 50 cents American, you could buy a woman for the night with Chinese money, you know. But it only cost you, say, 50 cents, and you had this woman for the whole night to do whatever you want to with, you know. That's how life was over there in the international settlement.
So there was a lot of prostitution there.
Oh yeah, and it was a gay life, and most of these places were run by ex-servicemen, British and American sailors, that retired from the Navy and got a bar or in nightclubs in Shanghai. They were run by, and they had slot machines there too. You could gamble, which is you couldn't do that in the States, you know. But all these nightclubs had they have bands there, music and dancing, and in other words, you could walk up to one of you and buy her a drink, you know, and then say, "You want to go out with me tonight?" And she'd say, "Yes," you know. And then you have a few more drinks, and you take her out with you to a hotel or wherever if you had an apartment, take her, you know, home with you. And she'd spend a whole night with you for, like I say, 50 cents American money. And they were well dressed. They were beautiful women too.
So a lot of servicemen took advantage of that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. If you're not married, you know, so you had all the sex you wanted from real nice people and very inexpensive.
Now, beyond that, were there any relationships that the sailors that were stationed over there formed with either local Chinese women or women of other nationalities?
Oh yeah, a lot of them married, and what the most beautiful woman was the Koreans, and see the Koreans were almost like Japanese women, but like Chinese women too. See, but they were a different breed, and they made wonderful wives. Those Korean women. And a lot of guys married them, and you had to get permission from the chief of staff office to marry them, but they grant you permission if you prove to them that you're going to stay there with them, you know.
And what was the protocol for that? If you married a local or an Asian woman, was she able then to follow you as far as going to where your ports were? Or how?
No, she stayed right in Shanghai, see, and you had an apartment there. And you, as a rule, maybe she still worked in the cabaret too. But everything was so cheap. In other words, when a guy got up in the morning, this woman, his underwear was washed and ironed. Ironed his underwear. So when you get up, your underwear was warm to put on, you know, your shorts. And that's how those women were. They took care of you. They would bathe you and wash your clothes and feed you, and just made wonderful companions, you know. Because they were used to doing that, them people over there, doing that hard work.
And did you have any friends that married some of the local?
Oh yeah, I had one guy. I used to go at his house every once in a while. She fixes dinner, you know, fixes Chinese food. But I never married out there. I just stayed single, you know. But I lived with Japanese, with Korean women.